no peace. Got to get the no peace.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to season 3. I'm your host Drea, and I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Paige, and to our loyal listeners, welcome back. To our new listeners, this is Presser Podcast.
And this season, we're talking about everything around auditing your life in every aspect, whether that's dating, relationships, friendships, whatever, career-wise. We need to reevaluate where we stand in those relationships so we can kind of live a better alignment with what we're looking to do and embrace our best selves. Not be our best selves because we are that today, but embrace that.
Hello.
And back by popular demand, we're here with Janae Slay, Travel Bay,
Hey.
and all those things. Let us know. Well, let our listeners know how to stay in touch with you and a little about yourself.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Janae Monroe. You can catch me on all of my socials at Janae, GENAE_Monroe. Yeah.
All right, y'all heard her. Follow her. Stay in tune. If you didn't catch her for last season, she was a part of our femininity segment, and everyone loved her. And they loved the gems she was dropping, and I look forward to the gems we probably drop today. And before we jump into the topic, a couple housekeeping things. Make sure to follow us on our online community on all platforms by going to us on website at www.presserpodcast.com. You can see all the platforms that we're available on. Subscribe to our email newsletter so you don't miss out on any events we have, any new episodes, any new blogs we're dropping. Stay in touch with everything by following us on our website. All right, and today we are talking about friendship. Because I feel like the quality of your life is based off the quality of your relationships.
Yep.
And I feel like friendships play an important role in that. And I feel like that's a hot topic right now. Yeah. There's a lot of situations that everybody's discussing about cutting your friends off, figuring out what circles you're in. I'm sure you guys heard of the Shaquilla Robinson situation. Unfortunate, God rest her soul. And Megan Thee Stallion, for instance. Everyone's really considering what type of friendships they have in their life.
Yeah.
And if they serve them, if they're really their friends, and how to really navigate those friendships.
Yeah. I really think it's a topic to discuss. I think that the topics that we have to discuss today are not always touched on, but I think it's extremely important to highlight some of these topics. So I'm excited to get into it.
I am too.
Yeah.
And I feel like just like our ancestors, like, they were sharing experiences and sharing their perspectives so that we can all be better aligned and move forward in a more positive way. And I think why listen to us? We're sharing y'all what we know. And if you agree or disagree, hop in the comments and let us know. I'm not afraid to be wrong. So tell me if I am. I'm open to it.
Yeah. Just to tap into the Shaquilla Robinson incident, God rest her soul, first and foremost. But I think it shed light to a lot of people to kind of consider and or reconsider friendships that they had and just certain stuff that they may have let slide that could be a danger to them, so to speak. I know I did at one point, and I was kind of like, well, it put everyone in like a, what is it called? I'm trying to use a paranoid mode to where now everyone is thinking like, was that little shit that my friend did to me multiple times? Like, am I gonna go to Cabo with her and she's gonna beat my ass like later? You know what I'm saying? So
I don't mean
It's so ironic too because trips and friends is such a sensitive.
it goes hand in
hand.
hand.
Unless I've been in that perspective to where I've been on trips with friends to where you kind of see a different side of them outside of your norm.
Have you not?
I have.
Okay, I was about to say.
I have now.
I've gotten
I
to it.
more and I travel more with friends, and it's like you can't travel with everybody.
You cannot travel. And when you travel with people, you meet you get some true colors. I think what it is too is because like with friends, you know, we spending a couple hours together right now, and then we're going back to our own lives. But on trips, you are with somebody 24/7, day after
There's no
day.
hiding.
Yeah.
We're here for 5 days. Who are you?
We're seeing,
Who are you?
We're seeing your entire personality for 24 hours straight, from when you wake up to, you know, when you don't have your coffee to, you know, when you're going through your moods and all these kinds
Your
of
budget ain't really the budget you said you had, and are you upfront with that, or are you, scheming to clean up your image because you don't want to look at it in a certain light?
I went to, I think it was Miami once, and I got into it with a very long friend that we were friends for a while. And it came from left field, but it was just like, we're only on day 2 and you're lashing out at me?
It doesn't take long.
For why? So I really, truly am. If you really want to know somebody and get that growth and understanding from them, like, go on a trip with them. You're going to see their true colors. You'll be like,
Yeah.
That dinner date that we had for 3 hours and then we went home, this a whole nother you.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And it's always Miami because I was on that trip. I know what you're talking about.
you know what I'm talking
My
about.
God.
It's always Miami.
If we wanted to air out all the tea.
Miami was my first experience with that.
Really?
Like,
Why does everybody have a Miami? What is with Miami? What is in the air?
I'm not the biggest fan of Miami, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I
know everybody
love
loves
Miami.
I think I've been out of the country too much at this point, and I'm just like,
You are a travel bae.
Miami. It's dirty ass.
I need some places from you because you've been around a lot.
Girl, I've been on some beaches that will just make you ill.
Have you ever been to a nude beach?
I have not, but I definitely look forward. It's
I'm going
on my to-do list.
Really?
on my birthday.
I want to go on a nude beach.
Oh shit. Okay.
I mean, I don't know if I'll get nude, but I'll be there.
I'll be on the beach.
I think
be
I
there
would
to
get
experience
nude. I think
it.
I would.
I want to experience a nude beach.
What is the Cancun place?
There is one in
Temptations.
Cancun.
Temptation Island.
Yes.
Look at him.
Our producer, he about to head there tomorrow. About to book
Yeah,
a flight.
Temptations. I heard it was great. I think it's more so topless than nude, but I've
Okay.
heard great things about it. I think it's very freeing.
I want to try it.
It's definitely an experience.
I think
it's
that'll be
definitely-
like,
I'm going with my boyfriend though, so we'll see how we act on the nude beach.
Awesome.
okay.
Exciting.
It's fun.
Update me.
No, for real. 'Cause
For real.
But I feel like, okay, so with friendship, I think the first question to ask when you're even addressing the conversation or even reevaluating
Right.
the friendships you have in your life is, what does friendship mean to you? I think that's the first step to asking yourself, what does it mean to you? Because once you understand what it means to you, you can kind of really befriend the right people and make sure you're on the right page. Because I know in my past, like, I didn't really have a full definition of what friendship is. Friendship was whoever I have a good time with.
yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
not friendship.
No.
And I'm 31 years old, and I'm not 31 yet. I'll be 31 at the end of the year on the 31st. But I'm 30 years old, and I'm finally at a place to where I understand that just having a good time with someone, relating
enough.
to them in a situation, does not make you close friends. It doesn't really give you the perspective to let somebody in on your life, your inner circle, to really like all the things, your moves and things like that. You can't
Yeah.
really give somebody the insight into that
Yeah.
without knowing if you can trust them.
That's so crazy. One of my clients, I'm a beautician, by the way. One of my clients, we have these deep talks all the time because I mean, I'm there with them for 3 to 4 hours at a time. So, but she literally told me that exactly what you just said, like because we vent and things like that. So I'm telling her, like, going through these issues with friends and with different girls and things like that, I'm trying to figure out self-reflection. Okay, maybe let me make sure it's not me.
It's not me.
And
Yeah.
She's like, out of all these situations, I just feel like you're giving yourself to the wrong people. Like, these people don't deserve access to you. And I was
Wow. Say that
wow.
again. Giving yourself to the wrong people.
these people don't deserve that much access to you. You're giving them too much access. Like, you should just keep it what it is. If this is your going out friend, which I'm so excited to get in tears. Mm-hmm. This is your going out friend.
And that's
this is
okay.
your work friend. This is your, business partner. You keep them in their lane. You don't have to switch it over. You don't have to be so vulnerable with everybody. And I am pretty vulnerable and pretty open.
And that's what I really valued that, or kind of like gave myself props that I can be vulnerable with anyone.
Yeah.
I can open up because I'm an open book. I'm not hiding anything. I am who I am, and I'm not
What you see
ashamed
is what
of
you
it.
get.
However, again, it's about access.
Yeah.
Knowing your worth and knowing that you don't have to give access to everyone. Rather, you like to kick it with them here and there or not.
Yeah.
Because people will take what you say, and you don't know what they're doing behind the scenes.
And I think that's what friendships are about. To just answer the question that you said, friendships are knowing where to place your friends. And I think where a lot of friendships get distorted is that we don't place them in the right category where they should be. And, that's a party friend, but yet we're trying to make them our bestie to where we call on them, and they're not that. And so I think it's okay for you and your friend to be in that space and to move them to another category. You know what I mean? If I'm making sense? Like,
absolutely.
It's okay to teeter them around and say, okay, well, hey, looks like you're just not that friend who's there for me enough, so I'm going to move you to just my friend that I support. We support each other. We see each other.
Accepting them where they are showing up at.
It's okay to upgrade and downgrade friends. And so I'm more on just the experiences that I've had over the past 2 years. With friends, I had to come to terms that not every friend is going to stay in the same category.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's hard to really
You know what I'm
think
saying?
about,
And it
though.
goes through, it feels
it.
like a breakup almost, when you have like friendships that kind of downgrade, you got to move them here, like, damn, she ain't that no more, but you want to keep her around.
But before we even get into moving people around, what are the different friendship tiers that you can put people in? Like, what are they?
Let's see.
Because I used to think that a friend is a friend. If I think of you as a friend, you're my friend, which means you can come over to my house.
Same.
I
It's
can
just
tell you what I'm
one.
working on. I'll tell you my business. Like, if I want to vent, I may call you and vent to you. And for me, I had everybody in one category. I liked you, so you're my friend.
Yeah.
And there was no different levels of friendship for me. But I had learned. I've learned, y'all. I've evolved.
I've definitely learned to.
There's different categories, for sure.
You have to be aware of those categories. You have to be aware of those tiers. I feel like a lot of times with friends that have some history on it or some length on it, we just feel like this friend is supposed to be this. And
Those are the hardest
that.
ones.
Yes.
And it's not necessarily true. I don't know if I have tiers, because tiers sound like you are more important to me. And then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bitch, you at the bottom of the tier.
You're here.
I feel like I have
She's over there.
categories.
Yeah.
Categories. So again, like the party friend, the business friend,
We support each other no matter what,
spiritual
friend.
friend. The business friend, you know what I'm saying? There's so many different, like, you guys are my friends, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you guys are my girl talk friends, my creative content friends, my long time high school friends, you know what I'm saying? And then I have the ones, I don't really, like, I don't know if I utilize the word best friend. That word is just so
That's so
traumatizing to me at this point.
Yeah.
Traumatizing is the word.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can
That's
ever
such a
call
strong
someone
word.
the best friend.
I think I just got good friends. I just be like, that's my really good friend. Like, that's one of my, I will say that's one of my best friends. Like, when I think of the word best, like, this woman as a whole, like, I can call her whenever, you know what I'm saying? I can vent to her about whatever.
Yeah.
I can ask her for whatever, like, and know that there's no judgment, there's no competition, there's no side-eyeing, if there is ever a point where she don't agree with me, she gonna let me know, girl,
That's
I
the
don't
biggest
agree.
thing. I'm not afraid
I'm
to be
okay.
wrong. Read me.
Yes,
With love, of course, but read
love
me.
and respect.
I can only grow when you let me know. Like, because if I'm going off the left and I'm so wrong and going off the left, I need a friend to let me know, hey, you a little
Tripping.
off the grid if you ask me.
Yeah, or you made me feel away.
Yeah.
That's important. I feel like communication is essential in friendships. As we were talking about relationships earlier, but in friendships, I feel like communication is essential for letting people know, like, where you coming from or what perspective you're coming, because we were talking about projection as well. So a lot of times when you're going through things, or you're feeling a certain type of way, or your life is going a certain type of way, and things are going certain ways for your friends or people around you, and certain things happen, then you could take it a certain way. And they ain't even meaning like that, or they not even coming from that place.
Your feelings is you're projecting on what's happening.
Yes. Like for me, I've had multiple people tell me along the years, I'm very blunt, I've had most people tell me I'm rude. And I'm like,
Girl, story of my life.
but I wouldn't even tell you this if I didn't love you, you know.
Same
But at the
here.
same time, I self-reflect always. So I'm gonna make sure I'm watching my delivery. I'm watching, you know what I'm saying, the way I say, and delivering from love and making sure, you know, and then also asking permission, because a lot of times we project our, you know,
Our
points
thoughts
of
and
views and our opinions on other people, and they didn't ask for all that.
And I think that's where I can learn from that, because for me, I feel like my authenticity comes from me just expressing myself.
Just simply just
Like if you're telling me, you obviously want my input some way, but sometimes people just want you to listen.
Some people just want you to, and I had to learn that. And I ask now, do you want me to listen right now, or do you want my opinion?
My opinion.
And
Yeah.
what kind of?
Because I'm
opinion
already,
you
like,
want?
I already heard you, and I'm ready to tell you what I think.
And so I wanted to go back to what you said earlier about knowing what type of friends you are, because I'm not the friend to call and vent about the same nigga you've been venting about.
Oh,
You
no.
got to be real.
You know what I'm
at some
saying? Because
point.
I don't do that. I do the same thing. I'm not judging you, but I'm not about to go vent to somebody like.
Because
And
we
not
mirror
change anything about
exactly.
it.
We mirror what we want, and I'm a blunt person too, like you said, and I'm very straightforward.
A bunch of
I've
blunt women here. We just
I
gonna
have
say
a
it.
core group of friends that have literally they know me, so they appreciate it. But it's my friends that aren't so close that get offended by it, and so I had to stop and be like, is it my delivery? But I make sure that everything I say is with tact and respect. But I think that it's okay for them just to not want to hear it. But
not everybody's ready
I'm
for
just
it.
like, no, you need to hear this. Like,
Right.
this is crazy
Right.
what you're saying.
But that might not be what they needed.
Yeah. And so it just comes off as she's just so blunt. She
Joe got something to say.
always
Yeah,
got something to
she
say. And then it's
negative.
like, where does hate come from?
Negative.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I'm being honest. And sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes the truth is ugly. And if you know that, you know, like for instance, for something lighter purpose, I'm not the party friend. Like, I'm not the friend that you're going to call to go out to the club. I'm in the bed by 9:30. You know what I'm saying? I wake up at 4:30 every morning. Like, I'm not the going out friend.
See, I need
You
to
know,
be like
I'm the
you.
travel
Clutch my
friend.
pearls just now.
I'm the travel friend. I'm the brunch friend. Let's go shopping. You know what I'm saying?
Daytime. The light is out.
That's me. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be mad at me for telling you no or for flaking on you for going out. You know, I'm not that friend. So when it comes to certain situations, you just have to know who your friends are and categorize your friend. Because that's not even fair to me for somebody to come to me expecting me to just shut up and listen. When you know I'm a solution-oriented person.
Yeah.
You coming to me about a problem, I'm assuming that you want me to help you find a solution.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly. If you come to me with the same problem, I'm thinking you need help
I'm like,
finding
what we need to do? You
an
need to
out
move out?
for it. And so in my head, I'm thinking of all you can do. A, B,
Spell a
C,
calculator.
D.
Let's
What
see
you want to do?
Do I need to rent the U-Haul? What you?
Let me tell you what I
Do
can
we got to
do.
jump him? Like, not. I just took it to. What we got to do? Like, I'm just thinking of solutions here.
Yeah, I'm the angel friend.
But here's what I've learned. I follow a friendship coach on TikTok. Her name is Danielle.
That's awesome.
Again, if you subscribe to her email newsletter, I will put all this information out for you guys to follow her as well. She's taking clients one-on-ones and things like that. And I really love her content because
I
she's
love
very
her.
relatable
Yes.
and very on point about the issues that modern women have within their friendships. And her categories of friends are, of course, you have your acquaintances, and those are just people you may just run into while you're out. You're at a party, you say hello, how you doing?
Facts.
What's up? You look cute. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. That's your acquaintance. You see
Yeah.
them out. And then you have your casual friends where you may meet up here and there. It's not as often. You may just, it's like low maintenance friendships, I feel like. And then you have your
that
inner
word.
circle.
I like that word.
Your inner circle is kind of like, you know, people who know your business.
Yeah.
You can kind of vent to them a little bit more.
Yeah.
And so I think knowing the categories of where to place everybody saves you disappointment.
So she got 3.
3. It may be 4 or 5. They may break it up to them, but those are the main ones. It's
The main
like
ones. It sounds like the main. Yeah.
it's like you kind of know this person, you don't, your acquaintance, casual. I kind of know you, I don't hang out as often. And then you have the people who know what's going on
Period.
at all times. Like you can call and mention them like,
I like that.
Those are the 3 basics.
I like
yeah,
that.
okay.
I like that. I like that a lot.
And I think it helps you save yourself from disappointment. Because I can tell you right now, I've disappointed myself and I blamed everybody else.
Yeah.
Thinking that they're not being a friend to me, they're not doing this, when really I put them as an inner circle friend when they're just an acquaintance. They're just a casual friend.
Expectation is just too
I
high.
see them in a group setting only. Like if someone has a party, I see you, but we don't talk outside of that. And you feel hurt because you think they should check up on you more often. Woo. When what? They shouldn't be a part of your inner circle. They're not the type of friend for you.
Yeah.
And I think that's the hardest part for me right now is accepting where everyone is, because I feel like I put people all in one category as if you're my friend, you should be checking in on me. You should be doing this and that for me. I should be doing that for you.
Okay.
And it
question, because you just hit like a little trigger for me that I feel like I need to work on. I'm very much an introvert. I'm solo dolo. I live by myself. I love it. I mean, I don't have no kids. It's just me and my little cat. I'm the cat lady. Like, so I get lost in my sauce a lot. And I have been accused of not reaching out enough, like not keeping up enough.
too.
Not only with friends, but family as well. So it's again, we were talking earlier, this is my personality. This is something that that is just me to the core. So is it something that my friends and loved ones should just deal with and understand about me, or is this something that I should work on and intentionally try to reach out to all of these people in my life to check up? And how often do you feel like is enough to check up?
See, for
Every
me,
month?
I felt the same way. We all have the same personality, I feel like, as far as being to ourselves.
I know. We're very in sync right now.
We are the introvert crew. Like, y'all see us on social media does not mean I'm outside. Like, I am at home.
I'm at home.
At all times.
I'm at home on the beach.
However, I feel, though, like now, last year, I told myself that I needed to be more intentional with my relationships. And so I took their labels they put on me as being a distant friend as something I needed to work on as far as reaching out more, trying to be there more. Yeah. And even though I did that, I didn't really get the same reciprocation back. And so I feel like it's really, you have to know, your friends, like you said, they need to know who you are. I'm not the friend you're going to call. I'm not talking to nobody on a daily basis. Nobody on a daily basis. I don't need to. It doesn't feed me. It actually drains me to talk to people every day. It's extremely and so I'm okay with being by myself. However, I don't like the labels given to me that I'm a bad friend because I'm not FaceTiming you 5 times a week. Yeah. Because I feel like we're at the age to where life is lifing. Life is lifing. I got things to do, and when I don't have things to do, I want to do nothing.
Oh my God.
I want to do absolutely nothing. And that means talking to nobody.
Doing nothing.
And so I realized that people who try to give me the labels of I'm too distant, but yet they don't reach out to me, it's just a excuse to kind of bail out on where we are in our friendship.
There's no reciprocity.
I feel like there's enough holidays in the year.
That should be like, you know what I'm saying? That's enough times. How many? Let's go down the line. So let's start with January. There's New Year's. Okay. Then there's Valentine's Day.
We can do a Valentine.
Exactly. And then nothing's in March. If you want to do a Cinco de Mayo, we can hang out.
Period.
Okay.
I'm down for Taco Tuesday here
that's
and
a good
there.
taco date.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're going to do April. Easter. We can go to church together.
Family.
I'm down for church.
I did go to church with my girlfriend for her birthday. That was so adorable. I hadn't been to church in a year.
We can go to church together.
I'm down for that.
May, June?
Summer, I'm outside. I will say that.
Summer, you can. I feel like you see your friends a lot in the summer, right? Like you get more time to hang. It's just hot. And
the
it brings
sun
you
changes
vibes.
me.
Yeah.
I'm more extroverted when the sun's out. Yeah.
So we're at like what, 5 times? I feel like that's good.
Exactly. So if you don't make the time to hit me on those occasions, what does that mean?
There's Halloween.
Friendsgiving.
Yeah. Especially
There's
towards
a
the
lot.
end of the year. That's a lot of like.
I do feel like now that I'm in my 30s, I'm ready to like get my house so I can do more gatherings. And then I feel like that's the solution.
I'm ready
I
to
just needed to get a house so that I can have
entertain there. This is the space.
Come to me.
Yeah.
Let me feed y'all. And
2024, hopefully, I have house parties for real.
No, say it.
Say it.
2024, you will.
2024, I will be inviting my friends over to hang with me.
Because was that Boone's house or when y'all did whose house was
The
that?
Christmas gathering,
Yes.
that was Boone.
That was
Boone's apartment. Yeah,
adorable.
I loved it. I had so much fun.
I want to do stuff like that. I want to have more friends.
Yeah.
I love things like that though.
Yeah.
Like getting together with there's not really a big agenda besides just come together, let's
And
have some drinks
hanging
and just talk.
out.
Like,
Just
Yes.
chill. Let's just vibe.
I love
I don't
it.
want to go to the club.
See, the club was fun, but I've done it too much.
I'm
I
burnt
stood
out
on every
on the
couch
club.
there was a stand on in Dallas. I'm just be honest. I've standing on every couch, every table. Like,
I done tripped.
good.
I done tripped on a couch.
you done tripped on
Stood
it.
on it, stomped on it like Dave Chappelle in that episode. Like, I'm good, and I should be. I'm almost 30. Okay.
But the club was fun for me. And now I just stand there like I can't talk. I'd rather have conversation and meet people nowadays.
Right.
Like I don't know how to. It's too cliquey in a club these days. Like you got to stand in your section. You got to know who you know.
The
and
girls
it's just,
aren't girly and like,
Yeah,
are we
I'm
ready
not
to
gonna
like
lie.
talk? And I'd be like, oh my God, you're so pretty. And they just,
First of all,
I'm like, am I old? I'm old.
I can't do general population. We have to be in a section.
Absolutely.
And then I'm not screaming over you. So I just rather sit here and vibe, drink my little drink. You know what I'm saying? I think I've just outgrown it.
I have as well. Like it's fun for those moments I want to celebrate, but outside of that, it's not a requirement for a fun weekend for me.
We're going to sum it up as outgrown.
Outgrown.
There we go.
Outgrown.
But another good topic for friendship is how do you know or how do you navigate conflict in a relationship? Like what are some common issues that we see a lot of people go through?
Child.
In friendships,
Like for instance, like the Shanquilla Robinson situation, like I don't even know she knew there was a common issue. Megan Thee Stallion, there obviously were some issues that no one addressed. Or even personal in your life. Like what issues do you,
know
see
what?
that needs help kind of navigating to have some healthy conflict
I
management?
think it's because of the lack of transparency.
Okay.
I think both parties are not as transparent as they could be, and it leads to little shit happening.
With what the issue is, what issues you actually have.
Yes, so it turns into now little things.
So
now
communication. That's I swear.
lack of transparency, lack of
Communication.
talk, lack of people just saying how they feel directly. Hence, why I'm blunt, because I don't like being at odds with nobody. I don't like conflict.
To where it's just on you and no one
Yeah,
else.
like I'd rather just say it now and us move past it than to hold it in.
Facts.
And then now both of us is just like, and now it's a tit for tat. That's how shit blow up. And I'm a victim of it, and I've also done it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be real about that. And so I think that to clear a lot of situations up, I can even say y'all out there, I know everybody been through tit for tat.
I hate tit for tat.
I hate tit for tat, but you can tell that stuff that some people think is petty, they don't say because they're like, oh, I'm gonna come off petty instead of just being genuine and saying, hey, the way you looked at me the other day, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's that little, like
Having those difficult conversations.
those conversations can help, and it can be like, hey girl, like, well, you need to chill because that's just how I look. I don't mean nothing by it. Instead of clearing it up, then you hold that in and something else starts to happen and fester, and then it just grows into something bigger than what it needs to be.
So not only like being the person to communicate and say, hey, there's an issue, but also the other person being receptive.
Ooh, that's a big part.
It's a huge part because
Having the right friends.
Don't mirror, don't project, don't reflect, but actually take what I'm saying in the manner that I'm saying it with love and with logic, like not emotion. This is literally what's happening.
We're gonna use our emotional
Or
intelligence.
if we are talking about emotion, fuck it. If we are talking about emotion, this is how you made me feel. Let me clarify. Let me tell you what it really is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to be receptive to what you're saying. I made you feel this way. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you feel this way. I'll be a little bit better with my delivery, or I'll be a little bit better at monitoring the situation and monitoring your feelings because I know that you are this way, or I know that you feel this way now. Again, I just feel like communication in all aspects is extremely important. to navigate conflict. I just feel like communication is just...
You can definitely see what level of friendship you're on when you do have conflict with someone, though.
Yeah.
And how they respond to you communicating that. Because I've, in my opinion, communicated as fair, as loving as I could.
Yeah.
And was still met with defensiveness, denying, blowing up. And it's like, I'm trying to get understanding here. I'm not trying to accuse you.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to point the finger at you. I'm just trying to come to a common ground so that we
Facts.
can exist.
Facts.
That's comfortable for both of us.
Yeah.
And I think in those moments is really how you see how someone really views you, how they value your relationship. Because if they're just focused on being right, because there's people who lack accountability. Some people cannot take being wrong.
Yeah.
And
I always think it's a battle.
yeah, it's an argument when it's not really an
Yeah.
argument. It's just let's come up with a mutual understanding of how to move forward with this. And some people can't handle feeling wrong.
Yeah.
I think this day and age too, we have to understand that sometimes feelings aren't facts. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You could be feeling a way, and not to take that away from you, but that doesn't mean that the way you felt was a fact.
Of what's
because
happening.
of what's really going on. That just means you lack understanding and or you need clarity. You know what I mean? And so I think this new day and age and our generation and the ones behind us kind of feel away and then they run with it. And that's why so many relationships are like, friendships, shall I say, are like so easily departed.
Yep.
Because of that. Because we have been it's a good and bad thing, because I love the fact that we are now getting in tune with our feelings. We're standing on it. That's how I felt. But it can be taken to another level to where it's like, oh, well, you made me feel this, which means that actually happened.
Yeah.
And that's where the clash comes from.
Yeah. But again, it goes back to communication, because you have to give that person a chance to even let them know that that's what happened. That's how you were feeling. You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, that's.
I have a story.
Ooh, go ahead.
I wanna hear
Tell
it.
us about- Let me get my drink.
Story time. I have a story. And I instantly, when you sent me the topics, I instantly thought about this story because you think about your friends. You know, for me, I'm a very, very in tune person. I'm very deep. I'm very spiritual.
Good. You got a good spirit of discernment.
Yes, that's perfect. Literally took the words out of my mouth. So I feel like I know when I have solid people around me. I feel like I know when I have good friends, especially those that go above and beyond. Like, it's very rare that you get people in your life that go above and beyond for you, because nowadays people are so like greedy. It's just, you know what I'm saying? This is for me. It's selfish type of thing. And I'm a very giving person. So when I see people that are the same way, it's pretty rewarding. So I had a friend that was like that. But she had issues, as other people in the world. You know what I'm saying? She was, no offense to any East Coast people, but she was from the East Coast. I'm a Southern girl, so I'm a lot more reserved. I'm a lot more relaxed.
It's different for sure.
It's definitely.
Yeah.
They're a lot more aggressive. They're a lot more vivacious, loud, upbeat, rowdy, rambunctious, and that's how she was. But she's a super genuine girl. Loved her to death.
I love that.
You know, and she had one of her East Coast moments on me during a trip. I'll just say it like that. She had one of her East Coast moments on me during a trip. And this was something that I understood about this girl because we were actual friends. And we've had these actual deep conversations. We've had those, you know, sit down, realistic, hey, this is how you're coming off, like she's taking it well, which I was very proud of her, because I can be blunt and not everybody can take that criticism.
Yeah.
If you ask me for something, I'm going to give you the criticism raw and real, because I give it to myself that way, and I wouldn't want anybody else to do it differently for me. Yeah. So she was that kind of girl that could take it, and you know, so when it came out, I knew exactly what it was, but at the same time, me being me and having my boundaries, I'm like, oh no, ma'am. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
If I can have boundaries with my mother, then I'm definitely going to have boundaries with a friend.
Yeah.
You have no right to yell at me. You have no right to curse at me. You have no right to get out of bounds to the point where I'm about to fight you like you a bitch off the street.
That's when it's the time to exit the relationship.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
We ain't gonna have to bring the Dallas out of me like that.
So glad you said that because that was my immediate thought.
Gotta go.
Immediate thought, right? But at the same time, I just said all those positive things about her, right? Those things are still valid. They
Right.
still hold valid. Yeah. So is it right for me to just cut her off like, oh, nope, that's, you know what I'm saying? Strike one, that's the ultimate, that's a, it's a wrap. I did that anyway. I did cut her off, but I've been thinking as of lately, and even when I cut her off, I kind of had the idea of like, maybe I should just put her on like a punishment. You know what I'm saying? Like a
Distance for a little
months.
bit.
You on timeout.
Yeah, the timeout. The friendship.
Yeah.
Sometimes
that works.
I always say the timeouts really give you insight on how they feel about you because you can watch how they interact.
I need you to
or
reflect.
how they respond to the timeout. Some people go far as to punish you for distancing yourself.
Yep.
And some people respect it. They keep the timeout and they may try to come back or you come back later on and y'all can pick it back up.
And I've had that. I've had friends come back to me and apologize and say, hey, I realized this and I realized that. And 9 times out of 10, I still be like, I'm kind of good on you. Girl. I love you. I respect you, but
I want to love you from a distance
I'm
now.
I'm good on you.
Why
but
do we have the same personality?
This particular friend, I kind of, there's been instances in my life where I'm like, damn, I kind of miss her. You know what I'm saying? Or damn, she would be beneficial in this setting.
If you ever were a friend in my life, I still think about the good times today. And it's hard because when you think about the good times, you think it's time to reconnect. And that's not always the case.
It's not always the case.
It's not always the case. It may not warrant reconnecting, but you sit back like, yo, we really, had these great moments. Like, should I come back? But then, is it necessary? Is it appropriate? Was our relationship toxic to the point we had to walk away? Did you disrespect me in a way that you won't take ownership in apologizing?
Yeah.
It's a lot of factors you got to consider because, again,
it's a conversation that needs to be had.
If I was friends with you, I was friends with you for a reason. I've resonated with you in some way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whether that was my old past self, and sometimes if that's not me anymore, then it's probably not best to reunite, because I may not understand. We may not be on the same page today.
It might not be. It's a conversation to be had.
Yeah.
I only bring it up to encourage anybody that has been through the same thing or that is going through the same thing to have that conversation. Because after seeing the topic and like marinating on it, I was like, I think I'll reach out to her and have that conversation and see where the headspace is and how the conversation goes. I'll know within the first 5 seconds how it's going to go.
Yeah.
Like I said, very much self-aware, very much in tune. So I'll know in the first 5 seconds, but that's different for me because usually when a breakup happens, it's a wrap for me. Mm-hmm. But I think that it's important as women to extend grace to not only ourselves, but our friends, especially in their moments of, bitch, you tripping. Because we all have them. I've had them. And I've had people extend grace to me. And I feel like it's necessary, especially if it is somebody that is of good character and is a good friend to you. Yeah. It's still valuable to you because as I get older, I do measure the value of my relationships and how much time and energy I give certain people in my lives. Not only friends, just family relationships too.
The categories.
But I feel like I must say it, if we can give these men all these chances.
Oh my God. Yep.
Then you need to extend some grace to your girlfriends when she tripping or if she messed up.
No, I'm glad you brought that up.
Because I didn't extend this
too much grace.
That's my biggest pet peeve is to be friends with someone who forgives their partner for any and everything.
Yeah.
But hold their friends to this level of
goes
there's no
hard.
room for error there. Like you can't mess. Like girl, you forgave him for killing your mom. Like you mean I can't miss a birthday dinner? Like, what's going on?
The birthday, don't get me started on the birthday dinners.
Oh my God. That has ended some friendships.
You only got so many birthday dinners to miss. You only got so many birthdays to miss. I actually just had a
It depends on how you miss it. Because I will say this. I have one birthday a year. And not to say I'm a diva, but if you just casually, we can go out every weekend, but this weekend, you got to read your favorite book and you can't. You can't make time for it. Hey, ma'am. Do what you want to do, but don't call me after this. Like, don't call me. Yeah, like there's something there. Like, I don't know what it is.
I think it is.
But that's weird.
When it's time to celebrate me, what gets me is because y'all know I'm a diva. Oh, this is so extra. Oh,
Of
you
course
doing
it
the
is.
most.
It's
that's
my
not
day. It's supposed to be.
I'm not big on birthdays, but bitch, I am.
It ain't about you.
It's not about you.
Can we say it again for the people in the back?
It's not about
It's
you.
not
My day
about
is my
you.
day. That's my one day to be celebrated. That's my one day for you to show me love. Because baby, when it's your turn, I'm a show out.
I'm here for whatever.
I'm gonna show out for you. This is your one day.
I think that's what maybe you could get somebody to get a little offended easier because how they operate. Like it's your birthday. I'm doing whatever you want. Whatever you want to do.
My preference doesn't matter.
This is not about me. Whatever
It's not about
you
you.
want me sitting in the fucking corner all day. Excuse my language. But you want me to sit in the corner all day, I would do that. It's your birthday.
It's your birthday.
And so I think one birthday I had a friend that everyone was like asking, like we did dinner and everything, and everyone was asking at the end of the night, like, Paige, what do you want to do? Well, at the end of the dinner, they were like, what do you want to do? Do you want to go here? Do you want to go there? And you always got those friends just like, well, I'm not going. At least the friend that I had. She was just very vocal on what she wasn't doing. And we should do this because it's closer to my house. And I didn't know how to handle that because it was so blatant. Like, I think my dude at the time had to kind of be like, hey, we're celebrating her, not you. We didn't ask what you preferred.
Somebody gotta say it.
But I say that to say that you always got that friend.
It's always one.
You always got that one that's just always
Why
trying
is
to
that?
detour.
Some people can't handle attention off of them.
Off of them.
And that's just a character flaw. They
Or
can't
some
handle
people
attention
can't
off of them.
handle the attention on you. Can
Ooh.
we slide into that topic?
Let's go into it. And I think those are, I feel like here's the thing. As much as people like to say your birthday celebrations and have you don't make it to Applebee's, you cut off. You know, they love to exaggerate it. I didn't come to your Applebee's birthday, so now I'm not your friend. It's the matter of the fact. And you at everybody's Applebee's birthday but mine.
Yeah.
Everybody's Applebee's birthday this week, but you was too busy, washing your cat the pet, guys. I'm sorry. That's
Oh my God.
Well, I knew what you was talking about.
Just to clear it up.
Me too.
Like now you can't make it because you have to water your plants. Like people notice things like that, and it's not excused. And I think that it does serve a right to reevaluate that friendship. If someone cannot make an event that's celebrating you, and they rarely take the time to celebrate you outside of that as well, you can look into that. You can kind of readjust your relationship, because I've had friends to where they don't celebrate me any other time of the year, no matter what I'm doing, no matter what I accomplish. And on my birthday, they still can't make time to show up. But you see them show up for everyone else that they claim they care about.
It hurts, you guys.
And I feel so
when you recognize it.
Not even self-conscious. I feel so self-absorbed to think that someone's jealous of me.
I hate feeling like that.
Uncomfortable to say,
never
are
wanna
you
say
not
it.
celebrating because you're jealous? Like if you feel like you're into yourself too much, like who are you to think somebody's jealous of you? But jealousy is not about just what you have and who you are. There's so many layers to what people could be jealous of.
Yeah.
And I think watching how people celebrate you is definitely a big indicator into if they're jealous or not.
Man, let me say this. Jealousy gets to a point to where it's dangerous when it's something you can't give to somebody. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's just jealous because your aura, you know what I'm saying, your personality, that ain't something that you can give to somebody. You know what I mean?
You can coach them on.
You can't coach them on. You can't say, well, there you go. Like, that's the most dangerous jealousy. And getting on the topic of like jealousy and envy, I think that everybody experiences. Everybody in a friendship experiences jealousy and envy.
Or even out of a friendship.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that. To even start on the topic of jealousy and envy, we have to address that it's a natural emotion.
Thank you.
Let's first address that. It is
People will claim I'm never jealous.
Oh my God. Because it is discussed in a negative light, and you don't want to be that one. But first of all, let's just be real. It's a natural emotion.
It is.
You're gonna feel it. You felt it from yay high on to now as an adult. There's even times where I still feel it. Transparent moment, vulnerability, full blown right now. There's been times where I had to check myself like,
You just being.
You want that.
Being a hater ass bitch a little bit. Like, you know.
Check that haterade level.
I talk to myself a lot. I talk to myself and I'll be like, bitch, it was a hater ass bitch comment. You being a hater ass bitch. Like, let's shake this shit real quick.
And see, the thing about it is I feel like there's a lot of shame tied to the feeling of jealousy.
It is
And it's such a
shameful.
natural emotion to have.
It is shameful, but you have to know how to check it. You have to be, one, self-aware of when it happens, and you have to be, two, self-aware of this is the person that I am, and this is the person that I'm not going to be. I refuse to be a hater ass bitch.
And you like, that's
keep on saying that phrase because that is my
I
favorite.
hate haters, and I be damned if I'm one of them.
Yeah, right?
So you have to be self-aware that of the feeling. You have to be self-aware of yourself and the type of person that you want to be, and you have to be aware of how to change it. You have to be aware that I am reflecting whatever I'm feeling on the inside. My current vibration is a reflection of, you know what I'm saying, of my energy that I'm projecting off, that I'm giving
a mirror,
off.
almost.
Yes, like where I'm vibrating at, it's projecting off on everything in the perspective that I see things in. So, and I was telling you guys earlier, and I want to tell this story because I know that there's probably so many women that can relate to it. So years ago, let me state that, years ago, there was an ex of mine who I, for whatever reason, I'm not even going to go that deep down the line, but for whatever reason, I decided to look through his phone. Child.
Oh, it's a phone.
It's all.
You go look and you go find
something.
So, I mean, I was looking and I definitely found, I found myself in the inboxes of his Instagram, and I found his little group chat with his friends, and y'all know that's where all the juicy
That's where you
ladies
find everything.
That's where my heart dropped. I don't want to read the group chat.
go in the group text. That's
Ladies,
where all
if
the
you
juicy
gonna go in the group chat. Everything else, you're gonna find everything you want in the group chat.
You gonna find nothing else. You gonna find everything in that group chat because niggas brag. But they laughing because they know it's true. So I went in that group chat and I saw all the bitches they were sharing. I saw all the bitches
They sharing.
Well, you know, they shit like they showing like oh, look at my pressure. Look at, you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Kinda like that. So I mean, I'm looking at all the pictures that he's sending, and none of these women are looking like me. None of these women are brown like me. None of these women got coily hair like me. None of these women got big lips like me. None of these women got small breasts. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're all vixen, mixed, everything that I don't look like.
Yeah.
Instant insecurity. Instant.
Yeah.
Literally. And so, I mean, we talked about it, and he swore up and down like, no, it's just almost kind of like fantasy thing. You know what I'm saying? Which I get it. Now that I'm grown, I get it. I got fantasy men too, but that's not who I'm in love with.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Not chasing the fantasy.
Yeah. Like how women fantasize over a big. Like we all fantasize over there, but in reality, do you want to be pounded by a big 10-inch every? I don't. I'm good on it. I really don't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the fantasy, if we see it, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, so I get it now. But at the time, it made me so insecure, and from that moment on, it was like a switch. From that moment on, every woman that I saw that was a vixen, that looked like what. I was like, she need to cover up.
Cover up.
She knows she
like a
wrong.
little
Gotta
so
do
that
with them
cleavage,
shorts
like a
on.
little
slut on my timeline. Like,
Them legs showing like that. That's crazy.
when
would never.
just a week ago, I was like, damn, you looking good, mama. Like, I'm strong. Double
Only
type
her.
like,
Isn't it amazing how you could go from like 0 to 100?
Come on now.
Perception.
And the fact that I know myself, I literally, I was like, girl, you don't want to be that girl.
See, I'm glad you can recognize that. Some people can't get out of that.
I'm so
They
blessed.
get lost in their insecurities.
They tell themselves
and
that
they literally live a life full of insecurities, and they just surround their environment to accommodate it.
I'm so literally so blessed to have, because it took a long time, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. And that's one thing, that's one reason why I want to share the story, because if there is anybody that's going through that, one, give yourself grace. Two, give yourself time, because that shit took time for me to come out of. But I knew.
And a lot of men do it on purpose too.
Yes, men will do it on purpose. The gaslighting.
Not everyone. Let me not do this. I hate to be the all men suck. Hate them.
But all men suck, though.
Damn. I wasn't gonna say that, but
No, but for real, you do have to know yourself, and you do have to check yourself when it happens. Because I had to check myself.
Yeah.
And as harsh as hater ass bitch sound, I was being a hater ass bitch, and that's just point blank. Period.
That's
and I had to get out of that.
Recognize that.
I had to get. Yeah, it hurt, girl. It hurt not only being in it and feeling like it, but it hurt having the realization that that's what you're doing. And I had to get out of it. It took me a long time to get out of it. But once I got out of it, I was like, I'm never letting a nigga take me back there.
And see, that right there, I feel like there's a difference between jealousy and actual envy. They're not the same things.
Is it not?
No, I feel like jealousy, or what I've read, this is what I've read. I follow a friendship coach.
Please tell me the difference between.
So there is a difference. I follow a friendship coach on TikTok. Her name is Danielle. Again, subscribe to us, our email newsletter, and we'll share all the resources that we have to you guys. But she has really outlined the difference between jealousy and envy.
Okay.
And so jealousy is really just, you see somebody with something that you want. Like somebody may have prompted you to want something and you want it as well. Or you may think you need what they have.
Okay.
That's just jealousy. If
Like
I see
celebrity.
Yeah, like a celebrity.
Okay.
Like if I see somebody with my dream job, I want to be there. I'm a little jealous. I want that.
Facts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Envy, however, comes into play when you want it and you don't want them to have it because you want it.
Okay.
And I think that's the difference in friendship between jealousy and envy. Like you can be jealous that your friend has the dream job that you want because you want it as well. Like you got the job I want.
Okay.
How do I get there? Like for me, I take that as inspiration and motivation.
And that's common.
And I may come to you like, hey, I want to do that too. Like, what are you doing that I need to do? Like, it comes into like a conversation.
Yes.
And I think that's an innocent role of being jealous. Like,
Yeah.
I need to learn. I help
It's
me.
a thin line between like admiring and jealousy.
Yeah, like
Do you feel like that's
I want it. I'm
that's
mad
the
I
difference
want it.
between the emotion behind it and then the intent behind it? Envy is intention.
The intent is bad behind an envy.
It's jealousy is just like pure emotion. Okay, so and I want to talk on it because
That's
like an
a good
example,
definition.
my sister, which is my favorite person in the world, we are literally like this. She expressed a time where she was jealous of a few different people in her life, like in her family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this was I was so proud of her because it was such a
That's a big
vulnerable
thing. People shame others for being jealous
it was
a
such a
lot.
vulnerable conversation. And I felt so honored that she came to me to have it. And we always have deep convos, so I don't know why I'm surprised. But I did feel so honored for her to be vulnerable to tell me. And I was able to kind of shift her mindset and reassure her, like, it's you. It's not everybody else doing better than you. It's you in your own head, and you need to stay in your own lane. And literally, with me having that conversation with her, she shifted her mindset, and she got back right. But I say that to say, like, literally my favorite person in the world. I know that this person does not have a ill bone in her body. She is not trying to do anything ill intention. So if she can feel it, that's when the turn, like the light switch for me, like, oh, this is an emotion and it's okay. You know what I'm saying? I mean, also what happened to me prior to with my ex, like that let me realize, like, you know, hey, you tripping, you know, let's check these emotions or whatever. But when it happened with my sister, I was just like, damn, like, that's crazy, because any other time, if it's a girlfriend, you're like, oh, I gotta cut this bitch off.
Get the hell out of here.
Yes, like, no, I'm not dealing with that. These hoes hating. No, it's not that. Like, sometimes people are just genuinely in places in their lives where they're not happy.
Trying to get out of it, and they're seeing
They're
you succeed in the places they want you to succeed in.
And it sucks to see people flourishing around you when you feel like you should be and you are just stuck. I've been in that position. But I will say, word of advice, if you are in that position, isolate yourself. There is a time for you to go and reflect on you. Go and work on you. You don't need to be on social media. You don't need to be around. Yeah.
With
Really hone in on your
scrolling.
capabilities.
You're
I feel
literally
like.
going to compare if you're around people.
Yeah.
You're going to feel like that all the time if you're around people. When you're going through things, deep things, depressing things, you need to be in isolation with yourself and whoever you praise to, whoever you worship. Y'all need to be
one and one.
Because you don't want that jealousy turn into envy. Like, envy, in my opinion, is perverted admiration.
yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
you admire
Well
this
said.
person, you like where they're at, but it's perverted because it's like you don't want them to have it because you don't have it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I feel like when someone is jealous, it's kind of like a moment to kind of get them to be inspired and motivated. But when they're envious, that comes with a lot of things.
I don't think
it comes
I've
with
ever
self-sabotage.
been
It comes with, now you're talking behind that person's back. Now you're really trying to destroy that person because you don't want to see them with what they have.
I feel like this happens.
That's the
to
dangerous
me.
part of it.
It
all.
sucks.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I've ever been envious. I'm pretty proud of myself.
I've never been envious, but I've literally just in the past few years had to cut people off.
For it.
I found out were envy, and it came out of their own mouths and actions as well. And it's just
It's
like,
always gonna be the actions for it.
it's always the actions.
Action's gonna tell.
I don't care what you're saying. I saw what you did,
Baby.
and what you kept doing. You can't explain yourself out of it. There's only so many words you can say out of situations.
That's when that
sometimes.
good old saying, actions speak louder than words.
Yes.
It's like, you just don't want to see me flourish,
Yeah.
period, sis. I done gave you grace on this, and this, and this just keeps on happening. So then you understand that this is purposely orchestrated.
And I feel like you're such a graceful person. I feel like you extend grace.
I extend
Too much grace.
Too much grace.
I feel like I extend too much grace. So sometimes.
I'm in the era to where it's like I'm done giving benefit of the doubts just because I feel like all of even relationships with men, like I have extended grace, friendships, grace.
Yeah.
So it's just like, when are you just gonna wake up and see the proof is in the pudding? People are what they show you and who they show you.
Yeah.
And so I'm learning to just believe what I see.
What are some
more
signs,
than what I think.
What are some signs that someone may be jealous or envious of you? So I feel like the signs can be similar. It's just you never know the intent behind the sign they're showing you.
The signs could go, oh my God, I don't even know, because it's so broad. Like,
Anytime somebody comes back and tell you what somebody said about you behind you, that's a huge.
I'm dead.
I always, Janae, I feel so naive.
Baby.
I always took it as, you're a good friend. You're telling me what they said. But then I think about it, why were they comfortable? Because let me think about it. My sister, her here in the pink, this is my sister.
Best friend.
No one could ever come to her and talk about me in a negative light. You know what I mean? They would never in their life feel comfortable coming to her to talk about me.
Because they already know.
So if I keep you close to me and someone comes to you just ready to talk crazy about me, why were they comfortable? And what did you say?
What'd you say?
Did you have my
listening
back?
ear? Like, what was happening?
Did you cut it short?
But I took it as you telling me it's good enough. And I realized that it may be something to look into if there's multiple people coming to you to talk about me.
I'm about to say, if it's multiple people, then that's one thing. But if somebody just comes and they just, because people will test.
Yeah, you can't help that.
Yeah.
People will test because
Some
people
people
have
just
tried.
sloppy.
People have tried that with me, and what I'll do is I'll defend my friend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if it's something that they're talking about that I know my friend does, and I'm like, that's her, but she doesn't mean it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see her doing that, but honestly, she does not mean it like that. That's just her personality. But then I have to remember, I'm a person that's accepting of people's personalities and things like that. Like, and that's growth. And I have this conversation, y'all. Again, I'm a beautician. So I have clientele from the 20s to the 50s. And most of them are older for the most part. So I have this conversation with grown-ass women.
Oh, that's good.
Grown-ass women. And you'd be surprised how many people are still not fond with the idea of understanding. Understanding and accepting people for who they are. Now, I had to do this with my parents. So it was something that I learned early on, and it was something that, like, it happened with people that I can't change. Like, I can't change my parents. I'm just going to have to accept them. And when I did it, my life became so much more peaceful.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
You just hit it, Gina.
It literally became so much more peaceful because I stopped victimizing myself for how I felt like they were treating me. No, that's just them. That's literally just them.
They'll treat everybody like this. It ain't just me.
You know what I'm saying? My mama, you know what I'm saying? She's just the way she is. My dad, he has trust issues with money. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not you. They're not doing this to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was always like, they're doing this to me. They're doing this to me. No. Then I start peeping. To everybody, like
Actually, it isn't just me. That's who you
This
are.
when it comes to accepting people for who they are and putting them in the right categories.
It's so tough.
For who they are, putting them in the right categories and having the correct boundaries.
Yes.
Because you don't have to cut everybody off. I'm not a big...
I want this whole, like, even our generation and below it to understand that feelings aren't fact. It's okay to place somebody in another category if you see fit. Mm-hmm. And it's okay to just love people as they are, because some people, they're not attacking you personally. That's just who they are, like you said. And so me just seeing a lot of this Gen X and new generation stuff, even us millennials, we literally go off feelings. We believe, you know, this, that, when we feel away. It's very... And it's a thin line between self-care and selfish. And I think that we're getting it misconstrued, and we're preaching, you know, if you feel this way, then it's okay to let them go and let them go in the dust, because you ain't feeling
to cut
good
everybody
today.
off. I feel like I mastered that. I mastered that.
One of the things that I hate
it's a cancel culture.
Cancel on people because it's good. If you don't feel like doing anything, you don't do it no more, and you just cancel. Now, I'm in agreement, but at the same time, I'm not, because it's like, we got to talk about commitment, okay? And if we commit to something with our friends and during communication, we have to be there. You know what I mean? And so I think we've normalized a lot of times of just, oh, you said you was going to go and you don't feel like going, girl, that's self-care. Say no. And I feel like people are misconstruing that. And I'm like, no, sis, you committed to that, and that's your friend, that's who you care about. Go there. Not saying like...
There's only so many times you can actually just say...
before you just become this person who don't care. Now you ain't showing up to birthdays at Applebee's.
Thanks.
And now you're losing your friend.
Period.
Well, you saying what's wrong with Applebee's, guys?
Ain't nothing wrong with Applebee's.
I was just saying. And I feel like it's easier to cancel than communicate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or it's easier to cancel than commit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which, that's not cool.
And I'm challenging myself because I feel like detachment is my specialty. Like, I can really detach and walk away from a relationship because I feel like it doesn't serve me. But I want to, this year, challenge myself to, does a person even know there's an issue? You know what I mean?
Right. You got to ask yourself
sometimes I
those
sit
first.
in the, you know what you're doing. Like, why I got to tell a grown person what they're doing wrong?
And I really don't.
And that's the thing, you don't, but I'm with boundaries. I want to let you know that you're crossing my boundaries, and this is why I'm distant. This is why I'm kind of separating myself. And as hard as those uncomfortable conversations are, I think they're really necessary for people you claim you love.
Yeah.
And I'm still, I'm talking about it, but I still have a couple people on my list that I owe conversations to, in my opinion.
It's important. I think it's important before you lose somebody that's really solid to you, because I've had some people cut me off for some miscommunication, and I'm like, girl, I am a solid. I would not want to lose me as a friend, and I'm not the person to talk to you every day and all of that stuff. But when it's your time to shine, I'm gonna spoil you. I'm gonna let you shine. I'm gonna give you your flowers. But beside all the birthdays I am a ride or die as friend.
Let them know.
I think that's why I go.
Girlfriend, family member, whatever. If it's something going on, let it be. If you in a hospital, if you got a sickness, if you crying, if you need some money, I am that friend. And that's when the pivotal moments, that's when friendships matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So just for instance, I had a situation when I was in Bali just a few weeks ago. A hotel had some miscommunication with my payments and things like that. I had only brought so much because I'm a very strict budgeter when I go on trips, because I wild out if I don't. And so it was a situation where I had, I was in a bind, was literally on the spot, had to call a friend because none of my family members were awake. It's a 14-hour difference in Bali. Oh, wow. 3:00 in the morning in Dallas. One of my good friends answered the phone. I only asked her about one thing, and 2 seconds later, it's transferred to my phone.
See, that's why you gotta build those relationships. Keep those relationships.
That is, you know what I'm saying? And it's a situation with money, but I could go down the line with like when it came to like family emergencies and things, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just like breakdowns, all kinds of stuff. Like that stuff is
well, I need that for you.
It's restored.
Like a good old
man. It's irreplaceable. Like those type of people are irreplaceable. Now imagine me cutting that girl off because I'm jealous, or cutting that girl off because she did something that I felt like I ain't even had a conversation with
one
her.
or two things, you know, and now
I felt like she said something wrong to me, or she said the wrong word to me.
She
like,
did something to me, and so I'm done.
But and I know that this is a good woman, that this is a good person. Like, we gotta.
Give a little more grace.
We gotta weigh the odds, you know.
And like, see, I'm with giving grace, but also I'm with watching the consistency of your actions. I really feel like people who can't celebrate you and support you really don't care about you. And I struggle with giving the grace for maybe, you know, because I have a lot of long distance friends. Like I have, you know, I grew up in Dallas. I know everybody out here. Doesn't mean everybody's my friend, but I know enough people I can go out, have a good night,
right?
Mingle with a bunch of people, but my friends are spread out.
Yeah.
And with being spread out, you have to be intentional with, you know, staying in touch and celebrating one another. Yeah. And I feel like when you get to a point to where you're not celebrating each other, you're not checking in with each other, it's kind of like you're old friends at this point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You may not be, which is no beef, there's no cutoff.
Yeah.
But you're not in each other's life currently. And I think that's where I'm at with certain people, is trying to figure out, how do you place old friends in your life that aren't currently active in your life, and they don't really know who you are today? Because who I was in college, I was lit, y'all, you know. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. We had fun. I was a smart, fun-ass girl. But I'm not that anymore. Yeah. And so people who aren't trying to get to know you, who you are today, how do you keep that friendship, move them throughout the categories, or do you walk away completely and just keep the memories of what you used to have? Like that's my conflicting time I am right now.
So I have two things that I got from what you just said. One, I'm gonna say it before I forget.
Read me, y'all.
One, I'm gonna say, okay. So there was a post I saw on social media, and it said, normalize loving your friends through all of their stages. I feel like that's extremely important, and pretty much hits on what you just said, because like you said, I'm a completely different person than I was in college. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm a different, and I've been through a lot of stages. I've been through my thug girl stage. I've been through my mean girl stage. I've been through my prissy girl stage. I've been through my spiritual stage. I've been through my vegan stage. I've been through a lot of stages. Yeah. And for the most part, my friends have loved me through that. My family has loved me through those stages, you know, because at the end of the day, I'm still the same person. But so that is one thing. Normalize loving your friends through their different stages. And there's been some friends where I'm like, bitch, you bullshitting. I'm not fucking with you right now, but you can call me anytime you need something.
I love that.
Anytime.
I love that. It's like, we may not be where we are today. I may take a pause and may not interact, but if we want to pick it back up and actually be intentional, I'm open to it.
You going through something.
My drink exploding. It's excited. It's excited about the topic right now.
Going through something, I ain't with it right now, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna cut you off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's important to love your friends through all stages. Give your people grace through their different stages.
I love that.
If you need to create those boundaries, but still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't cut people off. People like kill themselves.
I gotta put my scissors away, because right now I'm just like, who's next? Like, that's traumatized. I'm ready. Oh, you didn't say happy birthday. Like, dang, it's only 12:02. Yeah, your birthday just started. Calm down, boo.
Okay, and then so
I gotta put my scissors away, because right now it's over.
Thing, I guess, to answer your question as far as how to maneuver those long, I feel like what we said, as far as like having gatherings, having reasons to gather, having those meetups, you know, inviting people, creating the environment to where, you know what I'm saying, like everybody.
I can do that more for sure.
Yeah, because everybody is not the planner friend. I accept the planner friend role. I'm very good at that. I'm very good at organization. I'm very good at providing
travel
entertainment
day.
and a good time. I could do it. You know what I'm saying? So I've accepted the role that I'm going to have to be the person to bring friends together.
Yeah.
I've even had this conversation with my grandma about bringing the family together. I'm going to have to be that auntie in the family that
rolls
does
over
the
to
family
us.
reunions.
That rolls over. I feel like our generation is now keeping our families together. Like
No.
we can't rely on our aunties to have Thanksgiving anymore.
Well, everybody's
We're
getting
in the
older.
kitchen.
Yeah, it's
we're the
time
grown-ups
for
now.
we're the grown-ups.
Can you believe it? I feel like we're the fake grown-ups. Like, what was the grown-ups back in the day? Because they were not us. I feel like.
Oh, they were us.
They was. We
us.
just see
I
it
didn't
now.
see it.
It's
I
just
was
like,
is this what they were doing?
That's exactly what they was doing.
Auntie, was you? Was you lit like this? I don't know.
Yeah, we're the grown-ups now. I think it's on us to maintain those relationships if they are valuable to you.
Yeah.
If they're valid, if you
they're
see
valid.
fit. Okay. And I know that I feel like making friends when we were in grade school, high school, college was so easy. All you had to do was have the same class, meet somebody in the same area a couple times, and you declared them as your friend.
Lunch B, lunch C.
I was lunch B. Hey. Like, I don't know.
Lunch B was always lit.
Lunch B was lit.
Lunch B the littest.
Cedar Trill. Anybody here?
Anybody that know? If you know,
Let us know in the
know.
comments and tell us how great Lunch B was, because it was a thing for me.
Literally.
But as you get older, you realize that making friends isn't as easy as it once was when we were younger, and you actually have to be more intentional as you're an adult.
It's super
And
hard.
you want to be
super
more
awkward.
intentional. You don't want to make friends with just because you're in the same spot as somebody. You actually want to make friends with people you align with, and who actually share the same values as you, or could just help you embrace your best self.
Yep.
I kind of feel like friends are easier to make now.
Really?
As an adult. I do. A little bit.
Oh, share the knowledge with me, because
Low-key.
I'm still nervous.
Low-key.
I feel like now you know each other. Now you know yourself, not each other. You know yourself now.
Yes.
You know what you're going to deal with and what you're not going to deal with. You know more of your crowd. You know more of your vibe. You know the red flags to look for.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You just, you're more mature with your decision making.
You know who you're gonna go. Not to say it like that, but you know who you're gonna
for.
go further with, and
Who's
you know,
more
like
valuable to you. I feel like the environments that we're in are more intentional. Like you said, they're more. I feel like it's just you. Like you are you now. Like when I was young, I was in places
you
where
were accepting to any and everybody, right?
I was just there. I was just, just trying stuff out.
It's
Like
like her, she's cool. Oh, she's cute. I like her. Oh, we're
Yeah,
good.
or-
Back
This
to
is
it. All
just-
you had to do was tell me I'm
We
your
go-
friend now, and
we're-
I'm coming over, and I'd be like, "Oh, this is my new friend." I didn't even think twice to like
Yeah.
see if we actually should be friends.
literally.
It's the fact that you want to be near me, and it's just like, why not?
Yeah. Or we're just, we're on the same, like you said, group volleyball.
Yeah.
Or lunch beach. Or, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it
We
is.
got the same class here and
You
there,
just
so we gotta
fall
hang out.
into it. Or work, work environment. People get their friends confused with coworkers.
Oh, I definitely. I ain't never been one of those.
Can we talk about it?
I will
just
say
real
this.
quick.
I hate to say I don't trust coworkers in that way, and not to say that I'm villainizing them, but that is my livelihood, and I don't play with my livelihood. So you can't know everything about me. I block every coworker from social media off
I
rip.
ain't ever. There's one person though. I was working a couple of years back at the West End, and it was this guy. He's a gay guy. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all, but I loved him. I swear. And that was my first and only friend that I've ever made on the job. Like, super amazing person. Like, super authentic, genuine. I loved him.
Coworkers are scary.
I'm glad you have a good experience. 'Cause
It was just that one. But normally I'm uncomfortable. I think I'm just like,
I'm an entrepreneur to the core. I've primarily been working for myself for a little over 10 years now.
oh, you're seasoned.
Baby. So the times that I have experienced with coworkers and corporate and things like that, it was brutal.
Really?
I did not understand the corporate culture. I did not
Those
understand
dynamics are crazy.
The office culture.
The politics.
I did not understand the politics.
Ooh, girl.
I was just my
It's
free,
real
open
politics.
self. I had a coworker friend get me fired.
Yeah, and they're the ones that normally you're closest with that'll just sit back and kind of look and listen to stuff. But
and like
yeah.
you said earlier, as far as the envy or whatever, like it doesn't matter. It's not about what you have or you know what I'm saying.
They can have more than you.
She literally had more than I was fresh out of college, broke, dead broke. Barely trying to figure life out, not knowing where I was going to go to my grandma's house. Rink-a-dink car. Well, my car wasn't that rink-a-dink. I had got a new car after. But it's a Nissan. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing spectacular. And she had it out for me, baby. She got me fired.
They be looking at your potential.
When I tell you,
that's envy.
That was the best thing that happened to me. It sparked my belief in myself. It sparked that fire under my ass.
She didn't even know she was the fire.
She was the fire.
That lit you. Okay.
God bless
Shout out
the
to
bitches
her.
that don't even fuck with me.
Cheers to her.
Hello. Who said that?
That's how you gotta be.
Baby, she gave me the push I needed to go ahead and start my own business and to believe in myself. And I literally haven't been back.
That's amazing.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
it was such a blessing. Shout out to her. Hater ass bitch.
It's always the haters that push you into awakening, in a sense.
They're good people.
But I will say, with making friends, you have to have that discernment. Because I keep bringing it back. I'm going to keep telling y'all. I was a type of chick that all you had to do was say, let's go here. You're my friend. And I took you as that.
I always be in the back, girl. Watch her.
My sister always kind of like, are you?
I done seen it. I done been.
You know, you hang out on your own. Your sister's around. She's like,
Right.
You didn't hear what she
catch
was.
that?
You didn't. Okay, well that's you.
Because-
I don't mind my business. Like she will mind her business. She ain't gonna press it on me.
Yeah.
Because best friend, real best friend over here. I'm gonna
Period.
peep it, and vice versa.
And I can always tell because they do not like her being around. They don't like her being around because she peeps it all. And
Now, mind you, I'm
it
not
always
vocal.
become. I'm weary of people who find an issue with my sister being around.
Yeah.
I don't speak. I'm a vibe person. I sit
You
down,
are
I'm more just
totally a vibe
I'm
person.
chill, so it's just like,
Ooh, can
what
we
you
touch on
got
that?
against me?
That's weird when like friends are like possessive of you.
yes.
Like I love meeting my friends' friends. I was talking about that earlier.
Same.
I've met the best girlfriends have come from like
because we both
birthday
love
dinners,
this girl.
events. Hi y'all, this is my girl. Da, 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 da. Go around in a circle, introduce yourselves, kind of thing. So the fact that like you can't share your friend with other people,
Oh my
like,
God,
what the
I hate
fuck kind of
stingy
weird
friendships.
I've had some.
What weird? What is with that? It's so weird.
Why
to
are we
me.
banding together to like have a
Why are
problem?
you
Like
isolating?
everybody loves either if it's a mutual friendship, then it's like say Drea has a friend and then I come along and then we're all like friends. I want to know who loves Drea and vice versa. I love
Exactly.
Drea.
Absolutely.
So it's a
Exactly.
mutual, I feel like already coming into the situation, it should already be like a mutual thing.
Yes.
And when it's
Rather
not.
y'all are close with my friend or not.
Exactly. So it's kind of just off guard or on guard. When you
It's-
find out, like, it's like, wait, what's going on?
It's weird too. Because
That's your
like,
friend, that's my friend too. What are we doing?
Only person that should be possessive over me is my man.
You know, let's talk about it.
Hey, boo.
Hey, baby.
No, but I feel like, befriending the right people and not just accepting anyone who is nice or flattering you. Because I feel like a lot of people just will try to, you look cute, I love this into your life. And you realize that, hey, wait a minute.
You look up and it's like, wait.
You're here to study me. You're here to grab something from the table. You're not here to really bring anything from the table. And I think as an adult, you meet more people who may not be as aligned with what you're looking for as a friendship, which is why the first question we ask is, what is friendship to you? Because it means different to everybody, you know, and you got to make sure there's a good balance of receiving and giving within the relationship. Like, is someone here just to grab from you to get from the table, or are y'all benefiting each other, whether that's mentally, spiritually, career-wise, or anything in that matter?
My friendships, and I don't know if it's right or not, but I'm not looking to gather anything. but like peace, joy,
But that's gathering.
That's gathering.
That's gathering.
It is.
Peace
That's
is gathering.
I was
Okay.
just about to say, like, one of the things that I've been focusing on this year was relationships. like literally examining them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, relate the people in my life or the people that are coming into my life. What value are you bringing? Because at this point, you got to bring something.
Yeah.
It don't always have to be, you know what I'm saying, monetary or material, but you got to bring something.
Yeah.
Whether, I mean, you could just be the friend and make me laugh. I just love being around
That's
you.
something,
Yeah,
though.
that's-
That's
That's my
yeah.
girl. She make me feel good. You know what I'm saying? It's a great time when I'm around her. You know what I'm saying? Then I got the friends that I make money with.
Yeah.
We get into the bag. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
I'm hyped now.
We you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just
That's
like
my
what we just talked about, content creation. You just put me on UGC. I didn't know nothing about UGC. You just put me on that. You're valuable to me. You know what I'm saying? The podcast is valuable to me. Being able to have a voice, you know what I'm saying? Like, because these are topics that I want to talk about,
Right.
but I don't have the platform. You guys have the platform. That's valuable to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just, y'all being bomb ass bitches. Period. But just things like that. We either need to be getting a bag together. You need to be connecting me with somebody, or you need to be providing a certain like
Emotional
what is
Yeah.
it?
surplus or
Endorphins.
something.
The dopamine. I need some dopamine release from you. It needs to be something. What are you providing? Something at this point, because
Yeah.
otherwise you're just taking from me. Because I know I'm the type of person that's gonna show up and provide.
We don't like vampires.
You can't just
And that's the thing. That's what making friends. If I realize you are draining me in any way, if I leave from your presence and I feel without something,
Yeah.
I know I should not come back.
That's your spirit of discernment working.
And it's working. I didn't. The thing about it is, I let a lot of friendships gaslight me out of my discernment and intuition because you recognize a big pattern, you feel it, and you start to believe it, but they say something different, and I'm always giving my friends grace. You know what I mean? Yep. Like you said, your feelings aren't facts. So I'm like, well, maybe I feel this way, and it's not what's happening, but my intuition is telling me otherwise.
You have to know the difference.
And so I think that's a big part of making new friends as an adult is really trusting yourself and what you feel and what you see, because people can tell you anything. Rather, you can evaluate their behavior and assess it to be what it is, and they can tell you that's not what it is, and you can believe that. Or if it's consistent behavior, what do you do with that?
What is it really?
Like, is it? It sounds good. I don't know which one to go with. And I think that's my biggest problem is I was friends with a lot of people who were willing to deny what I was seeing. And to say what I was seeing is not right. Yeah. What I'm feeling is wrong. And I feel like I can't trust anybody who makes me doubt my intuition.
Yeah.
Because I'm in a place where I really want to trust myself.
Because it should be more of a question of like, okay, what did I do to make you feel? That's what it is.
I feel the way I feel because of reason. Why do I feel this way? Either I got to get away from you because something's wrong with me for feeling this way, or something wrong with you. But I'm gonna get the fuck away because I'm not gonna question why I feel the way I feel.
I'm that girl. I wanna dissect. But some people have told me like sometimes it don't take all of that. But for me, I'm like, how though? Let's dissect it. Let's figure it out.
Let me talk about it, or at least let me tell you what I think.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what's going on in my head.
And I'm gonna listen to what you tell me. I'm gonna listen to what you think. But I'm gonna want to go back to the exact moment, because if I don't know what moment you felt that way,
there's no understanding.
I don't know how to get it. I don't know how to switch it. I don't know how to change if there needs to be an alteration, or how to explain to you what was going on in the moment that you felt that way. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's how you can tell the difference from friends and frenemies. Is because when you try to get to the root of things, and they're backpedaling and or don't want to get to the root of things because they know that once you get to the root, it's gonna come up as they BS. They gonna try to, you know what I'm saying? Deflect. So I think that's another tell-all. And I'm the person that, no, we're gonna sit down so I can talk about A, B, C, and D. But I can also tell if you're just playing games based off of how our interaction goes with that A, B, C, and D.
Wow. I
done been through it too many times.
You just solved like 3 of my breakups last year.
You know?
You just solved
a lot of people are frenemies, because think about it. You can be friends with somebody who really doesn't like you.
And they like to play a game with you.
Whether they have it out for you or not, if someone does not like who you are as a person, They are a frenemy. They are friendly in your face, but they do not like you.
What about the friends that? Maybe we shouldn't put this on, but I don't know.
Say it.
What about the friends that get on your nerves, but you really love them? You don't have. It's not that you don't like them; they just get on your nerves a little bit.
I think that's okay. A lot of people get on my nerves.
I have one friend. I love her to death.
Family that get on my nerves.
My sister, she get on my nerves.
Yeah, you get on my nerves too, but you know,
She my sister. I hang out all the time, but like that's fine.
I'll take it.
What about okay? So that's not like frenemy, right?
No, I don't. That's just your level of tolerance for whatever is going on.
It depends on how far that goes down the rabbit hole.
My grandma get on my nerves, and I still love my granny.
Grandma's always
All my siblings get on my nerves.
I always got that one thing like grandma.
I'll be like, girl.
I think a lot of my family get on my nerves, but it's out of love. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You tend to chin check it because it's love and respect.
That's more so
there.
a temporary type of feeling. Like they do something like, oh, when you do that, that gets on my nerves type thing. But like someone who genuinely do not like who you are as a person, they criticize everything you do.
I'm telling you, had that conversation. Let me tell y'all, this is how you figure out if you have a genuine friendship or not, to where you guys want to clear up understanding or not. When you're going through something, sit down with them. I mean, sit down with them face to face. Don't have no phone calls, no texts. Sit down with them face to face and start to where the root of your issue lies. Once y'all get into that conversation, talk about A, B, C, D, you can tell when they start BSing and start to try to deflect and or they rather argue about nonsense to take you off course than to actually, be headstrong on the conversation. That's how you know.
What if that's just their personality? What if they are just a person that can't self-reflect and can't, you know what I'm saying? What if it's not just you? It's not.
That goes into the friendship red flags and green flags.
You would have to make that conscious decision on your own. Is this something I'm willing to deal with?
Yes. I feel that.
But I feel that
because a lot of times it's not personal. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah, it's them. It's just them.
This is what you do with everybody.
Then you have to decide: are you willing to put up with that with your friend or not? But always have that talk 1-on-1, face to face, and be honest with yourself first, so you can tell your friend the root of the problem. Because if you're not even being real with your friend, you can't determine, what's legit and what's not.
How to move forward.
And you can't expect them to change.
I'm the blunt friend.
Forward.
That's where it comes from. Like, I've heard it so many times. Paige is so blunt. Paige is, my homeboys even say, Paige is going to tell you straight up, one-on-one. And I feel like that's who I am. And my friends that I've been friends with 10 plus years know that's who I am.
Yeah.
They respect it and accept it, but they know that I don't have no ill will towards anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I feel away, I'm just going to say, hey, that's crazy. Hey, they're going to check me as well. And that's the thing too. My friends aren't scared to check me. They can be like, Paige, you really, girl, chill out. Yeah. And I know when to be like, all right, maybe let me reflect on this.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I have to tell people, tell me if I'm tripping.
I do. I have to be vocal and be like, it's okay. I'm not that girl.
Because not everybody is as blunt.
Yeah.
I don't like friends who are afraid to tell me about myself.
I respect blunt.
I'm okay with being wrong. I'm okay with being wrong. I'm not always right. I know it. I know I'm not always right. And I'm okay with not being right. But when people they want to talk about your wrongs in private and don't want to actually give it to you, it's like, are you my friend or are y'all here for your entertainment?
Say it again.
You want me to be better?
Am I here for your entertainment? Like, what's going on?
You want me to be my best self.
Yeah.
I want you to be your best self. So
let's end it on this note. What are your guys' friendship icks and your friendship green flags? Like, what draws you towards somebody making friends, and what are red flags that you kind of stay away from or have learned to kind of distance yourself from?
What draws me to? We're talking women, or are we talking just
period?
Friends, period.
Friends, men, women.
Okay, what draws me?
Somebody in between.
What draws me to friends? I guess it's somebody that I see similarities in myself. Yeah. Obviously, because like attracts like. Yeah. But confidence. Like if I see somebody that's extremely confident in themselves. I love that because not only is it inspiring, but it also is a safe place because it's like this person is confident within themselves in their own lane, so that shit's not gonna drift over to my lane. Yep. It's not like, oh, you have this obsession with me, so
I'm not paying you attention, so now you're mad.
Oh, I've been there before with the obsessive people. But anyway, so confidence.
I love girls. Welcoming women because they're not intimidated by you.
Yeah.
And I think it draws back to confidence. You're confident, so you're not intimidated by other women coming around because you're confident in your own lane. And you can make space and room for other women in their own lane.
But I think it's more nurturing when it comes to welcoming people. Because you can be confident and not welcoming. Yeah, I'm seeing them both confident.
Yeah, true.
And don't care about the next person type of, you know what I'm saying? So that is important, being welcoming, being nurturing. But again, that goes back to, reflection of yourself. Because I'm a nurturing girl.
Yeah.
It's the Southern girl in me.
That may be a Southern trait. I don't think a lot of women have
that.
That. You come around and they're just like, hey, like, what's going on? Let's all have a good night. Like, why we separated? Why we got a line in the middle of what's going on?
Always been like that. That, and what else? What's yours, Paige?
I'm like transparency when I first meet people. And to me, I can kind of tell between transparency and just women trying to throw digs and be shady. It's a feeling. I like to think, and I've been told I got a great spirit of discernment. And so I don't know how to explain it, but off top, I'll know if you're genuine and authentic and if you're just forced.
If you're being transparent.
And I move with that. And then as far as I get, like, when we're hanging out after I have that feeling of like, okay, she's a cool chick, then we'll probably hang out again one-on-one and I'll get that set in stone, like, okay, she's cool. Or it's like, I gotta watch her a little bit.
That makes me feel better because I feel like I'm pretty transparent, but I feel like sometimes people don't deserve that.
I like people, you can tell when people are reserved just in a way for them, and you can tell when people are just coming out to be this personality that they're really not. And so to me, I like to think I have a gift. And I could really tell that. I've had friends on friends, even you're like, bro, you're so good. Like, you just really met her once and you can sum it up. And I'm just like, that's just something I know. So
it's just what I do.
What are the icks, guys? What are the friendship icks? What is going to be like, I don't know about this.
When I first meet a girl, I've been through it so many times and I'm not even engaged further. But I first meet a woman and she's automatically in my ear talking about the next girl. Like, oh, girl, did you see her? And I'm like, this is not cute. This is not how we bond. This is not how we're going to start our friendship or hang out. You're not going to whisper in my ear talking about another girl because now I'm going to think you're going to do it to me. That's my ick. That's my number one ick.
I feel like within like big friendship groups, my biggest ick is when it's gossip about one person in the group and everybody's just like conversing about it. That's a big ick to me. It's like, okay, are you gonna tell her, or are you just like,
who gonna tell her?
It's just like conversation outside of her knowledge. Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
I'm like, that's a big friendship ick to me.
My ick is expectations.
Wow, that's a good one.
Like having these expectations of regular humans that is like that you couldn't even uphold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you might have just said something there.
Cause that's always my biggest one.
That's resonating with me right now.
Another one is, I would say, women who center life around men. Because I feel like they will leave you for dead. If a man is involved.
Y'all ain't had those friends that literally will leave you in the dust. And I get it. I understand it.
I don't be tripping.
I get it. But at some point, like, you called me to show up here and then you gonna leave me? It's like, come on now, have a little bit consideration.
But not even just situations like that. It's like when a guy's involved, like say for instance, you're out with a homegirl and a guy comes up and they're trying to throw you under the bus or embarrass you so that the guy chooses them. That's what I mean by pick me. It's not a simple, my man calling me, I gotta go.
Okay, but I'm about to say,
because sometimes I gotta go. He calling me right now. I'll be right back, y'all. Like, no, like,
okay, I ain't even gonna lie, because if he calling,
I'm always that girl.
I'm gonna lead this podcast,
baby.
Go.
Sometimes I gotta go.
I'm gonna make sure y'all good, but my man is calling.
But I mean, like, there's some instances where a guy comes involved and it's just like, you know she's crazy, right? Like, what? Where'd that come from?
You know, she did 12
that even her
years
real
ago.
hair. Like,
Yeah.
why you gotta tell I got a wig on? Like,
I remember when you wore the U parts and you're like, wait a minute.
Okay, yeah.
You shouldn't be telling my business like that. That's slick hating.
I've never experienced that.
I have.
That's wild to me.
And it was crazy because the guy stood up for me in the instance. And I was kind of lost for words. Because we were just at a friendly volleyball game. Like I invited both of them to come play sand volleyball with me.
That's fun.
And like we played and we're sitting at a table having a drink now. And she starts bringing up, oh yeah, Drea, you know, she slaps girls for a living. And it's like, huh? Why would you bring it up in front of him? Like, you know, I know I got in a little tussle before, but like, what they got to do with the conversation right now?
No fact.
And it's like you're trying to embarrass me in front of somebody who looks at me in the highlight. You know,
that's envy, sis.
Is this envy? She wants him and she doesn't.
It's an ick. Makes me scratch. But I feel like the quality of our life comes with our friendships and relationships as well. So I hope that this conversation helps everybody kind of navigate their friendships, reevaluate them, and help actually nurture relationships. Because you can't just go through life cutting everybody off and trying to know what you don't like. You got to know what you like as well, and how to maintain that and check yourself because it ain't everybody.
Yes,
you can't point the finger at everyone. Sometimes it's you.
Relationships are work.
It is.
It is work.
So to sum up, friendships, jealousy, envy. We're going to say it takes a strong spirit of discernment and strong communication between you and your partner. And so transparency is the best. Communication is the best way to go so that you guys can decide how to move forward with your friendship. Drea, you want to end it?
We're going to end it. And again, follow us on our Instagram, TikTok. You can reach us on our our website at www.presserpodcast.com. You can subscribe to our email newsletter. Again, you won't miss out on any events that we're having this year, any new blogs we have, a new episodes. Stay up to date with everything. And yeah, we'll hope to see you for episode 2.
Shout out.
Peace out, guys.
Bye.
Got the no peace.